And we're moving on to our main event of the evening. The Pinnacle FC featherweight title on the line. Darby Halferty taking on Pittsburgh's own Mark Cherico. Aaron, I know this is a fight you've been excited about, a great fight. Let's take it through the keys to victory for each fighter. First up, Darby Halferty.
Yeah, Darby, he has to keep this fight standing. That's where his best attributes are going to be. Slam, make it a slugfest. He has a chin on him, so make him use that and keep that pressure on him. So that's the way he has to do, what he has to do to take this victory.
Right, and what does Mark have to do in order to pick up the win?
Mark, work for that takedown, get the takedown. And when he gets the takedown, keep him on the ground. Halferty is hard to stay on the ground, but he has to do that and keep the fight at his pace.
The Pinnacle FC featherweight title is on the line. Mark Cherico defending for the first time. We're ready to get these fans on their feet. George Phillips, take it away.
Pinnacle Fight fans, it is time for the main event. Are you ready? This main event is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and on the line, the Pinnacle Fighting Championships Professional Featherweight title, brought to you by Reaction Nutrition X. Introducing the challenger, fighting out of the Diane Tressa Bail Bonds blue corner, please welcome Darby Halferty.
Aaron, Darby Halferty, a guy coming in undefeated. 3-fight winning streak, of course, fighting since 2010. Tell us what you know about this Indiana native.
I mean, he's coming from the best city in Indiana, Garrett, Indiana, my last name. I used to live there. But no, like I said, I mean, a lot of his fights, he stand bangs with people, and he looks awesome doing it.
Of course, he also does have a high school wrestling background, and I think that a lot of times that's where, you know, that's kind of his bread and butter, or where he takes the fight when he gets in trouble. There's really a guy who's good everywhere. Doesn't seem to have any weaknesses in his game.
No, I mean, he hasn't lost since 2011. He had one no contest in between that, but he's looking to keep that rolling.
You mentioned earlier, though, he's taken a huge step up in competition here in this fight.
Correct, yeah, huge competition jump here. But he's coming into his backyard, Mr. Mark Cherico's backyard, all the way from Indiana. Let's see if the pressure does not phase him.
He seems to be pretty cool, calm, and collected here as he's prepped to enter the cage for this Pinnacle FC main event. Featherweight title on the line, and I believe also, Aaron, he's coming up from 135 pounds where he normally fights.
Yeah, usually a 135 fighter. He's fought, you know, I think all three of his professional fights at 135. So he's jumping up a weight class. Big props to him. But will that weight affect him?
And I'm sure he did it because of the fantastic opportunity to fight for a big promotion in Pennsylvania.
Right. I mean, for that title, he's no slouch. He has a couple other title fights.
And his opponent, fighting out of the Knickerbocker red corner, please welcome the reigning, defending Pinnacle Fighting Championship featherweight champion, Mark Cherico.
In the pride of Bloomfield, you'll hear all these fans screaming and the fans on their feet as the Pinnacle FC champion, Mark Cherico, makes his way to the cage. And Aaron, I believe we saw a lot of soul searching from Mark Cherico after that last loss, and I think he took that loss about as well as you could expect, in the fact that he really decided that he needed to go back to the old Mark Cherico, stop fighting safe, and really just go out there and have fun again.
Right, yes. I mean, he got submitted in 37 seconds. His first loss ever. So he's definitely going to have to go back to his old way.
And Aaron, we look at the tail of the tape as we see the bearded Mark Cherico making his way into the cage. Tell us what stands out here to you.
Big thing is the record. He has 8 professional fights. That's double more than Darby has. The age difference, 2 years. Both about how experience. Darby has a lot more amateur experience. So it's going to be a fun fight. It says 144 pounds, but Darby's going to be a lot smaller guy.
And the song, Here I Am on the Road Again, you feel like up on the stage, you feel like that's a little bit of a message to himself and to the fans, and really just at the point where he is in his career?
Correct, yeah. I mean, he went on a tear, 7 straight fights as a professional, not losing.
And also, 16-0 overall, 9-0 as an amateur, winning national amateur titles, winning the Pinnacle title, not being defeated, and being really the face of this organization for the first 2.5 years.
Yeah, this is his 7th time in the Pinnacle cage as a professional.
And main event every single time. The amount of pressure that puts on him has to be massive. We send it up to George Phillips.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pinnacle Fighting Championships presents the main event of the evening. It is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and on the line, the Pinnacle Fighting Championships Featherweight Championship. This bout is sanctioned by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. Your 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system: Todd Krischka, Phil Rogers, and Andrew Long. And your main event referee is Chip Snyder. Introducing the challenger, fighting out of the Diane Tressa Bail Bonds blue corner, wearing black. This MMA fighter stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall, and weighing at 145 pounds. A perfect professional record of 3 victories against no defeats. He represents Lee Brothers Submission Academy and hails from Garrett, Indiana. Please welcome Darby Demolition Halferty. His opponents, fighting out of the Knickerbocker red corner, wearing white, the defending champion. This smash and grab fighter stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall, and weighing at 145 pounds. After a storied amateur career as a professional, 8 bouts, 7 victories against 1 defeat. He represents Fight Club Pittsburgh and Pride Lands Pittsburgh. He hails from Bloomfield, Pennsylvania. Please welcome the reigning, defending Pinnacle Fighting Championships Featherweight Champion, the Pride of Bloomfield, Mark Cherico. Referee Chip Snyder with your official instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, this is the main event. Show everybody watching why you guys have this main event. We went over the rules in the back. I expect you to obey them and me at all times. Have a clean fight. Any question, champ? Any question, challenger? Touch gloves, go back.
Chip Snyder brings him to the corner, brings him to the center. Darby Halferty in the black trunks, the champ Mark Cherico in the white trunks. Main event, Pinnacle FC featherweight title. Here we go.
Excited for this fight. This crowd is excited for this fight.
The jab from Cherico lands there as Halferty throws the leg kick. Cherico with that left hook. Halferty slips there. Cherico lands a nice right hand there. Halferty with the takedown here now. Halferty working against the cage, trying to keep Cherico on his back, which is a hard thing to do.
Still working to try to get back up here. Looking inch by inch here, trying to use that cage.
Interesting that it was actually Halferty that slipped, but he ended up on top here. Cherico now with the guillotine against the cage. Now he's looking for his own takedown. Has the hands clasped, pulls out the hips, puts Halferty on his back. Already in half guard. And Halferty transitions and was on top there for a split second. Now Cherico's on top. And a lot of transitions here early in this first round.
This is a jiu-jitsu match right now.
Cherico ends up on top now in side control. And this is his bread and butter here from this position. And you mentioned to me earlier, Aaron, actually, that Halferty's a hard guy to keep down.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch any of your previous fights, every time he gets on his back, he's right back up. So let's see.
I believe scrappy is the term for that.
Cherico's doing a great job, though, keeping him on his back.
Nice shoulder pressure there from Cherico. The fist to the throat there as he lands a nice short little elbow from the top. And surprised Cherico hasn't really tried to mount here yet.
No, I mean, Darby's not trying to protect him, even trying to get knee and belly.
And now Cherico went for knee on belly. Halferty gave him his back, and this is Cherico. Cherico land here where Cherico has his back.
Darby has a little bit of a seatbelt here, trying to get him back in front of him.
Halferty stands up out of that. Impressive strength there.
We're halfway through here, the first round. Pretty evenly matched so far.
Nice knee to the body there from Darby Halferty. Cherico lands a knee of his own. Mark looking for the takedown here, clinch against the cage.
Got the high crotch, it looks like, or had it.
Nice knee to the head there from Cherico. As Halferty turned away a little bit there for a second. I thought Mark might try to look for take his back again. Cherico just with a fantastic base here. As you see those massive thighs. Is a former power lifter. That's really one of his secrets to success is the fact that he can hold down guys that are 20, 30, 40 pounds bigger than him. And does it regularly in training.
Right, and he has the advantage, like I said earlier, coming here probably weighing in 15 pounds heavier than Darby right now.
And the chants of Cherico start here from the Pittsburgh crowd as the pride of Bloomfield has Halferty up against the cage with a couple of foot stomps and looking to get this back to the ground. Halferty doing a good job keeping on his feet. A minute left to go here in the first round. It's been a back and forth first round here between these two fighters. And Cherico with a nice knee up against the cage.
Wonder if Darby in training had Cherico chanting music in his background because he knew he was coming to hostile territory here. So that's one thing he probably had to train for.
Good question, Cherico, interestingly enough, when he
picks him up and slams him
as
back.
he finishes that takedown, one thing I've always noticed from Cherico is he never drops to his knees when he gets his takedowns. And that, I don't know, I mean, I'm not a wrestler by trade, but that's something I've noticed that he doesn't do that a lot of wrestlers do.
Correct, yeah, I'm not a big wrestler either, but I have a great wrestling coach, and he's always told me to do that, and it's hard not to. Cherico takes his back, gets both hooks in. Finish this round.
Just a couple of seconds left to go here. See if he can sink in this choke. Couple of punches as the round is going to come to an end, and Darby Halferty survives. And Aaron, I think after that first round, a close first round, but I think those last 20 seconds really secured it there from Mark Cherico.
Correct, yes, he definitely won that first round. He looked great doing it. We got the DJ even playing black and yellow for these Pittsburgh fans.
You see the Pinnacle FC featherweight title that is on the line being carried around the cage by the Reaction Nutrition Ring Girls as we take a look here at the replay. And I believe this is going to be that big slam here from Mark Cherico as he picks him up, tries to take him back to his corner, but gets him at least away from Darby's corner.
Correct, it was perfect for him. He got that body lick, picked him up, and put him on his back.
And Cherico not electing to take the stool in between rounds while Halferty does.
Seconds were out. Now we're ready for the second round.
And Kamaworthy screaming for Mark to get the finish here. And I believe that Mark may be looking for some elbows here in the second round. Quick jab there lands from Darby Halferty. Mark really pushing that left, throwing that left hook out there. Mark shakes his head there to Darby Halferty. Lands a big looping left hand, then an overhand right.
He's pretty deep in that takedown right now.
Something that another key to Mark's success has been the fact that he's better probably than any fighter that I've seen on a regional stage in following his punches in. To use punches to get his takedowns.
Correct, yeah. Most times you see wrestlers just go for the double leg, not set it up. He does a great job doing that.
Cherico in half guard here, looking to work that underhook on the right side as Halferty is up against the cage, pushes off.
Trying to get Darby's arm under so he can work for that arm triangle.
In Cherico's corner, you can hear him screaming for elbows. Halferty tries to go back to his feet, but Cherico, really you can see the strength there from Cherico as he just grabs the neck and now looking to take his back again. But Halferty just does a great job in scrambling there, and Cherico does have his back here, looking to take his back fully, has one hook in.
Man, Mark Cherico's shorts are a billboard here. He's sponsored by anybody and everybody here. Much love with Cherico's fans, and it's
and a very workmanlike performance here from Cherico, and he definitely is looking for that finish as they're right in front of our commentary booth here. Cherico throws a nice little short shot there. I believe he has that. I thought he had the right hook in.
He's working to get both hooks in.
And this really is his signature submission that he's going for here, looking for the rear naked Cherico.
Darby does a good job here, getting him high, getting him off his back.
Yeah, Mark was a little bit too high and slipped off. Good job by Halferty. Halferty is a really slippery guy and really is hard to keep down. Cherico looking to try to finish in that, following that guillotine, but instead beats him up a little bit and now has full mount here up against the cage. Halferty in a bad position up against the cage here with Mark Cherico on top of him. Cherico gets him to turn over. Now Mark looking to flatten him out.
Got him all flattened out here. Looking for that TKO.
With a couple of big shots. Referee Chip Snyder giving a close look here.
Darby's not going to give up easily here.
And Halferty not really defending himself, so looks like this might be finished here. Stopped here very soon by the ref. And Halferty taking a lot of unanswered blows. Chip Snyder pulls him off, and Mark Cherico is back.
He is with vengeance. Give Darby, he stepped up, took a huge fight for him. He'll be back stronger than ever also.
That's the type of performance, though, that Mark Cherico needed to show that he is back and better than ever. That's really when you'll see the most emotion out of Mark Cherico as we see the finish here, Aaron.
He got both hooks in, flattened him out, threw left, right, and referee did not want to see no more.
Just starts teeing off, and that's really, I feel like a more mature Mark Cherico, because I feel like a younger Mark Cherico would have just really dove, tried to get that choke. But Mark instead finishes it the best way that he knows how, by pounding him out. Fantastic finish by Mark Cherico, retaining his Pinnacle FC featherweight title as he embraces his wife on the side of the cage.
You can see that new belt's about to go around his waist from the Pinnacle Ring Girls.
We're going to send it back up to George Phillips for the official result.
The time, 2 minutes, 52 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by TKO due to strikes. And still the Pinnacle Fighting Championships featherweight champion, the pride of Bloomfield, Mark Cherico.
Cherico in a familiar position. Gonna get to talk to Dave Click after picking up a win inside the Pinnacle cage.
As Kama Worthy just said, that is how you finish a fight, by punching people in the face. Let's hear it for Darby Halferty, came here from Indiana. Give it up for Darby Halferty, ladies and gentlemen. And let me hear you get loud for the pride of Bloomfield, Mark Cherico. All right, Pride. I know you love the camera, but come talk to me for a second, man. I think you and I would both agree that that was exactly what you wanted to do when you came in here. You wanted to finish someone. I know Charles is probably watching right now, happy as hell that you finished somebody. Mark, congratulations, man. You came in here, you look so slick from transition to transition, and Darby was slick too, man. Hell of an opponent. I'm gonna give you the mic, Mark. Congratulations, man. The champ, back on your winning ways. All you.
First and foremost, I want to shout out the Yinzer Scrap Pack. We've been doing this since like '06. I gotta thank all those guys. I gotta thank all my teammates. Thanks to Darby Halferty for being a game opponent. All my sponsors. My lovely wife for putting up with me. I love my little girl, Aubrey. When you get older and you watch this, you'll understand how much I love you. After party at pregame bar in the South Side. Coming out, we're gonna do some fireballs, some Batmans. We're gonna get white girl wasted. Thanks everybody for coming out and the continued support. This is one of my biggest turnouts. We sold over like 200 some tickets, so thank everybody for supporting me. It means the world to me. I love you, everybody, and I think that's it. Thanks out all my teammates and my coaches. Everybody, I love you guys. Take care. Oh, my mom. I didn't get to see her. I don't know where she's at. We don't always see eye to eye, but Ma, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, there you are. I love you. Love you guys. Okay, I'm taking up a lot of time. Everybody, drive safe. If you're drunk, take a cab. Don't risk your life or anybody else's. Thank you. And if you can, grow a beard. Your lady will love it.
He is the pride of Bloomfield, Mark Cherico.